All right, guys, we're going to do something a little bit different today. We're going to look at the top 10 modern sports card investments. And I put these 10 together. These are just obviously my personal opinions, and they are in no particular order. So let's get started with the list here. First off, we've got the 2003 Topps Chrome LeBron James Refractor. Um, LeBron's going to finish his career as the number one or number two player of all time. I think number two behind obviously Michael Jordan, but number two is not bad. Topps Chrome is the most popular rookie card for this era. I would recommend a PSA 10 if you can get one, but I realize that it's a pretty pricey card. I also think there's a lot of potential for a nicely centered PSA 9. A PSA 10 is going to currently run you, anywhere from 5,500 to 6,000, while a nicely centered PSA 9 is going to be around 2,500. So let's take a look here at a couple of them. That's what a 10 and a 9 looks like. These are not my cards, by the way. I just used these photos just for the video here. Next card up, we've got a 96 Topps Chrome Kobe Bryant Refractor. Although I feel like LeBron has definitely set himself apart from Kobe in terms of competing with Jordan for the greatest of all time. But Kobe, I think he still has a lot of room for future growth. He has the great Lakers fan base, and I think it's also important that he played his entire career with one team, which is a rarity these days. Obviously, Kobe has the multiple championships. I think, like most players, his cards will receive a nice spike once he gets into the Hall of Fame. My recommendation would be the same as with LeBron. If you have the money to get a 10, get one. Or if you can get a nicely centered PSA 9, that would be a great buy also. PSA 10s, it's going to currently cost you anywhere from 15 all the way up to like 17, 18,000, while a PSA 9's pretty close to 5,000. This is what the Kobe's look like in a 9 and a 10. Next up, we've got the 2009 Bowman Chrome Draft Mike Trout auto. Guys, as crazy as this might sound, Trout is on track to possibly become the best player in the history of Major League Baseball. He's a super popular guy. I personally kind of look at him as possibly the Mickey Mantle of this generation. He just seems to have that popularity. Like, if you want to look at the 50s and 60s, you could argue that perhaps players such as Willie Mays, maybe even a few other guys were either the equal or even better than Mantle, but Mantle just had that it factor, and Trout has that it factor, and I don't think there's any doubt that he's the best player in the game right now, and he's on track to have one heck of a career. Being this is such a newer card, I would suggest a PSA 10 on this. So buy it, put it in the safety deposit box, thank me later. I think this one's going to be big time down the road. It's already big time, but I think it's going to only increase in value. A PSA 10 currently sells for around 9,000, but they've continued to go up and up. So if you're going to get one, I would definitely grab one soon. This is what the Trout looks like right here. There's also, in this year, they also have, refractors, X-fractors, all kinds of, different things with the Bowman products. Next up, 2008 Topps Update Max Scherzer. This is, to me, I thought this was one of the better buys on this list because it's still relatively affordable. Scherzer's on track to win his 4th Cy Young Award, which definitely puts him up there with some of the all-time greats. He's definitely going to be a first ballot Hall of Famer. Definitely get a PSA 10 of this one. It seems like in the last couple of years, the Topps Update rookies have really gained a lot of popularity with collectors. This card in a PSA 10, you can get one for around 125 to 150. Very low risk. I don't think this one is going to do anything except go up. Here's a look at the Topps Update, Max Scherzer. Next up, we have a football card here, 2005 Contenders, Aaron Rodgers auto. Rodgers obviously plays for the Green Bay Packers, which is obviously a nice thing since they have such a great following. Obviously a future Hall of Famer. I think he's gonna own a lot of passing records when he's done. He's still young enough. He still has time to win another Super Bowl. And if he does that, I mean, this thing's gonna really take off. It's a very condition sensitive card, as are all the Contenders football cards from this time period. PSA 10 would be a plus, but a solid PSA 9, you can't go wrong with that as well. PSA 10 right now, they're around 5,000, I believe, while PSA 9 is going to run you a little over 2,000. This is what the Aaron Rodgers Contenders look like in a 9 and a 10. Next up, we have another football card here. The 98 Topps Chrome Peyton Manning refractor. Super popular guy that he's kind of been under the radar since he retired. It seems like people have, out of sight, out of mind with Peyton Manning. He's definitely going to get a spike when he gets into the Hall of Fame. I mean, if you just look at his numbers and what he did over his career, this is a really, really good buy, I think. PSA 10 would be my preference on this card. 9s are really affordable, and I think they're going to go up as well because there's going to be a lot of people out there that can't afford the 10s, and that's the case with all these cards. A 10's going to go anywhere from $750 to $950, while a 9 is kind of in the $350 range. This is what the Mannings look like. Good looking card, nice shine. Next up, 2006 Bowman Draft Clayton Kershaw auto. He's had some injuries over the last couple of years that are a little bit concerning, but he's already established himself as one of the best of all time, I think. Playing for the Dodgers, he often gets compared with Sandy Koufax, which is not necessarily a bad thing. PSA 10 I would go with on this card for investment purposes, and that's going to cost you around $1,100 right now, maybe even a little bit cheaper than that. Since he's been injured, so I would definitely scoop one up. This is what the Kershaw looks like. Next up, 86 Fleer Jordan. This card might surprise some people, but I still think there's a lot of room for growth with this card. With all the greatest of all time talk with LeBron and MJ, that just keeps Michael in the spotlight even today. Being an owner of a team, still has the Jordan brand. So, I mean, he's still around. Everybody knows who he is. Probably the most popular modern athlete in the world. Even though this card's readily available, everyone wants to have a Jordan rookie in their collection. Personally, I think and this is probably what I'm going to try to get. I would probably try to get a nicely centered PSA 9, as the market on a PSA 10 is it's gotten pretty crazy, close to 20,000. They've actually been higher than that. PSA 9 of this card, and the prices on these can vary a lot based on the centering and just the overall eye appeal. You can pay anywhere from $3,500 all the way up to $5,000 for the Jordan rookie in a 9. This is obviously what the iconic Jordan rookie looks like. Next up, this is kind of like we'll call this the wild cards of the list. It's kind of like a duel. A couple of sealed boxes here: 96 Topps Chrome basketball and 2003 Topps Chrome basketball. You got a lot of things going here. You got the key rookies of Kobe and LeBron. You've obviously got the refractors. And I think as this generation of fans gets a little bit older, they're going to want to reminisce, return to their childhood days when they open these packs up. And I mean, of course, it's always cool to try to pull a LeBron or Kobe rookie, just like the people from that grew up in the 80s. They try to still pull the Jordan rookie, even though the packs have just gotten crazy. And the great thing about investing in unopened product is, as more people open it, it becomes scarcer and scarcer, and that a lot of times will drive the price up even higher. Both of these boxes, if you can get these for around 2,000 each, I think that's a solid buy. Here's what those boxes look like. And last on the list here, we've got the 93 SP Derek Jeter. This is a super condition sensitive full card. Iconic Yankee player. Obviously, playing for the Yankees never hurts. This is one of those cards where the condition itself plays a major role in the investment potential. I would recommend getting a really nice PSA 9, and I'd be very picky about the corners and the surface. Not all PSA 9s are created equally, if that makes sense. Grading, of course, very subjective, so there's the human element involved. So there's going to be some of them out there that look a lot nicer than others. This card, there's quite a bit of variance in the prices for a 9. They can be anywhere from 3K to 4K. I think there was actually a PSA 10 of this card a couple of months back, sold for almost 100,000. So crazy condition sensitive. I actually opened a box of these, it's probably been like 10 years ago, and I sent both cards in to get graded, and I think they both came back like 8s, just fresh out of the pack. So anyways, so that's our list here. So leave comments, let me know what you guys think about the list. Like I said, these are just my personal opinion. These are cards that I'm going to be on the lookout for my collection. So all right, guys, hope you enjoyed the video. Later.